Alright, I'm gonna make a video. I know I don't have a lot of followers. I don't care. I really don't care. This is just a record. People who want to get educated and follow me with a nonpartisan entity who will always tell you the facts and admit when they're wrong. So, I've been doing some research, and I was saying that blacks commit, 50% of the crimes in America. Well, I was wrong on how that's possible, but I was right on the numbers. And so I went to the FBI website. People were, bitching at me and like, oh, that's not, entirely true, blah, blah, blah. Well, I went to the FBI website and these are facts. So these are the facts. In 2019, the white community made up 76.8 or 78 points or 76.8 or 76.6% of the population. They committed around 5.8 million crimes in total. And this ranges from murders, rape, robbery, misdemeanor, everything. That's all on the FBI website. The black population makes up 13.4%. So last year in 2019, the black population, as per census data and people who actually tell the truth, make up 13.4% of the population. Whites made up 76.6 to 76.8% of the population. They committed 2.6 million crimes. So they had 5.7 times less people than white people, and they committed almost 50% of the crimes that white people committed. And then it goes to Native American, Indian, Asian, etc. And I mean the numbers were so minuscule. It's not even what we're talking about. It's like Latinos, Hispanics, and then fucking Native American, Indian, Asian, etc. from that. But the main numbers were white people at 76.6 to 76.8% of the population committing 5.8 or 5.6 to 5.8 million crimes, to the black community who has 13.4% of the total population, and they committed 2.6 to 2.8 million crimes. They committed almost half of the entire crimes that white people committed with 5.7 times less people. That is fucked up. This is not a racist thing. This is not fake news. You can go on the fucking government website, and I'll post the links below because I have them saved here on my phone because I take notes because like I said, my family, a lot of them are black. I have a lot of black cousins, a lot of black nieces and nephews. My cousin just had two black twins. This is real. This is my life. And I'm not racist in any way, but I will call people out. And when you're running around committing almost half the amount of crimes that other people are committing, with being 5.7 times less of the population, you have to wonder why you're being stopped. Why am I black and being stopped? Are you just being pulled over because you're black? Because the people that are under 40, especially 30, like I'm 30. I'm turning 31 in April. All right. The people that are under, 40 years old did not grow up in a system of racism like the older ones did, where they grew up during Jim Crow and fucking all this other bullshit and the civil rights movement, and they were racist. My uncle, one of my uncles hates Muslims. He hates, not that he hates them, but like when Muslims moved in next to my grandma in Chicago, he was like, "Oh, we got some fucking Muslims over there. We got to watch them." And I'm like, "Why? Why?" Because like, what is it? 89% of Muslims are not extremists and don't believe in the extremist ideology of Muslim people. Like, there's the people who read the Quran and they're like, oh yeah, we gotta fucking fuck children, and our God's the one, and we need to start breeding as soon as we can. We need to kill all the infidels. There is that dark side of the Quran, but the same thing's in the Bible. And then to me, I just laugh at all you fuckers because the Jewish religion, the Christianity religion, and the Muslim religion, where are they? Where are they? They all go back to the same places. They all start the same. In fact, if you read the full Bible in the book of Revelations, the Muslim religion starts where that ends. They are all connected. And to me, I mean, I'm just going to be honest, and you can call me a fucking crazy person. I believe this was the work of extraterrestrials, aka aliens. I have scars on my body. I've been abducted twice by aliens. I could prove it. I have pictures. There's a news report from my hometown. This is real shit. And you can call me crazy all you want. And, oh, he's just a fucking retard. I don't care because it's on record. It is on record that when I was 6 to 8 years old, that there was alien sightings in my fucking little area that we lived in. It was a small town in southern Illinois, in Maryville, Illinois at the time. It was small. This was like 1996, 1998. These are facts. You can look it up, type it in, and type in Collinsville, Illinois, and you'll see the recording record of that. And me and my brother were both abducted. And he's a huge Trump supporter. He hates to talk about it. If you talk to him about it, he'll deny it. He denied it, and I was pissed. I was like crying because I was like, it's fucking real, dude. And like he's like, you're fucking crazy. And then later that night, in front of everyone, he did, and he was like, you know what? He goes, I can't do this to you. It's real. We were abducted. We were inside an alien spaceship. It happened. It happened. I have radiation poisoning. My dad had radiation poisoning. My mom has tumors in her head from radiation poisoning. Nobody in my family has a history of cancer besides her father, who smoked at least 1 to 2 packs of cigarettes a day. So this is real. That I could take you to that property, and I plan on making a movie about this and paying the people who own the house, because the house was supposed to stay in our possession, and my dad was being a dick and didn't want anybody to live there because he wanted to hurt my mom when they got a divorce, because he was cheating on her and other stuff, and that's their business, whatever. But he was trying to be a dick and was like, I'm not going to let anybody have this property, because he was vengeful. And he apologized to me about all this in like 24. Let's see, he died 2018. It was like 2016. He was like, I apologize. I shouldn't have done that. We should still own that house. We sat on 6 acres in Illinois, off of highway, frontage road, whatever. And that ground has radiation in it. This is a fact. And all that can be proven. But if you go to the FBI website of statistics, so UCRFBI.gov, crime in the USA, all right, and I'll try to post. I'm not good at this YouTube shit. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm just a dude who likes to live his life and starting up a major company. But all right, so whites in 2019, total crime in 2019 was 8,421,481, and this is table 21A. I mean, that's literally what this is. Let's get this out of here. FBI table 21A. All right. Whites committed 5.859, so 5.6 million crimes. Blacks committed 2.263, so 2.7 or 2.65 million crimes. And then if you go to the population of those years, 13.4% were black. 76.6 to 76.8% were white. So black people committed almost half the amount of crimes that all the white people committed, with 5.7 times more people. That is a problem. This is not a systemic racism problem. There is racism. Trust me. Look at this. I've been fucking beat for this. I've literally have police reports. I've been beat. If anybody ever wants to interview me, hit me up. You want to put me on your show? I can pull out a police report right now. Detective Monzano can tell you that shit of Corpus Christi. Call him up, Detective Monzano, and he's going to tell you all sorts of crazy shit, but I have the police reports. I have 25 different officers who were on the SWAT team because everybody has to make a police report after an arrest or after an incident, and all 25 reports are different. He pulled out guns on us. He didn't pull out guns. He was drunk. He wasn't drunk. I wasn't drunk. I literally was at the gas station getting a cup of Mountain Dew. There was a festival downtown. I was walking and buying a homeless person a cheeseburger at Whataburger on Ocean Drive. And the police surrounded me, put guns in my head. I was filming them. And in the police report, it even says, we took his phone and threw it on the ground and we stopped the recording because they knew they were in the wrong. They arrested me for looking like a terrorist. And I mean, I don't blame them for that specifically. I mean, I guess like I look like a terrorist and I'm walking around with a sniper rifle on my back and I got a revolver and another pistol on me, a James Bond PPK Walther that only 4,000 were made of this gun. It was a Walther LLC made by Smith & Wesson, Walther, and Inner Arms. That gun is worth over $10,000 if you can find one. $5,000 if you're lucky. I can't even find them. I bought that thing for 600. 600. I still have the case. I still have the case of that gun. I don't even have it. They won't even give it back. Was never charged. I have no crimes on my record. So this is a problem, black people. You can blame police all you want. You can blame everybody you want. When you're committing all these crimes and you make up a small portion of the population, that's the problem. And when you worship gang culture, that's a problem. I got friends who are black who went to college and they don't want anything to do with you. They're like, nah, dude, I don't even fuck with black people because they live in this gangsterhood mentality. And the only black people they fuck with are other college educated black people. Then I have other friends who are black gangbangers. And I will never turn them in because I'm not a snitch and that's not my job. If they get caught, I'm not going to stick up for them. That's their job. I grew up with these people. I'm not going to be a fucking little rat. That's not something I'm a part of because I don't fuck with that game. I'm not in a gang. I don't do any of that shit. But I'm not going to, oh yeah, this guy, because that's when you get yourself in trouble and you get yourself killed. And I'm not going to do that. But I got friends that are I wouldn't even call them friends. I haven't talked to these people in 15, 20 years, but I mean, these are actually 15 years. So 14. I was like 14 when I met them. These are gangbangers. These are people who have shot at people, killed people. They, commit crimes. Not the people that I know specifically, but like their groups, their Bloods, their Crips, their 555 or whatever it's called, fucking Collinsville bullshit, State Park. This crazy shit. And when you're sitting there looking at these statistics, and then you wonder why this is going on. Well, it's pretty clear cut and dry. I don't understand why this is even an issue being brought up. And we have to talk about the reality. If you're getting pulled over by police, you need to have your driver's license, your insurance. Most police don't ask for your registration unless you got something going on with your tags or something because when they run your plates, that all pops up. They can see your car's registered or not. So if they're asking for your registration, they're either on camera, but like by a television show, or they ran your plates and it didn't pop up. But you should have all those things ready to go and keep your hands on the wheel. You get pulled over and if you have a legal gun, you should always carry a legal gun and not be a criminal. And yes, sir, no, sir, I have a gun in the glove box. I'm sorry, here's my driver's license, my insurance card, keep your hand on the wheel, put it back on the wheel. And if there's any passengers, make sure they're holding the back seats. Have their hands on the headrest or the shoulders of those back seats. Anybody should do this, not just black people, but anybody. And so when you're playing this victim card all the time, and then you're burning down your town over fucking, pieces of shit like Jacob Blake or Sean Reed, you're going to make police even feel more threatened. When you're out there protesting for a Sean Reed who shoots his gun out of his vehicle window laughing, like, you're gonna have a problem. What's the dude? I just looked him up. Ricardo Muniz. Ricardo fucking something. Let's see. What's his name? Blah blah blah. This dude was just shot and killed. Okay, I can't find it. Blah blah blah. Where's his name? I think it's still pulled up on here. Yeah, Lancaster Police, right there. So in Lancaster, Philadelphia, on Sunday last week, Ricardo Munoz, or I don't know how you would say it, Munoz, 27, was killed by police. Immediately, Black Lives Matter turned into All Lives Matter. They went from being only Black Lives Matter to All Lives Matter because you just killed a Mexican or Hispanic man, and now we're mad. And what did this Hispanic man do? Well, an educated person with a brain is going to wait for the video and the facts to come out. Well, they did, buddy. They fucking did. And what happened? This piece of shit ran out his house. He was called for a domestic disturbance call. He was beating on his girlfriend or some shit. He runs out of the house with a fucking knife. Trying to kill a police officer. Jumps down the stairs. Fucking jumps down the stairs. Fucking trying to kill him. Charging the officer. The officer runs away. Trying to, get away. Like, stop. Fucking turn around. Like, we'll fucking deal with this another way. And he turns around and the dude's like right behind him with the knife, fucking trying to stab him and kill him. He got shot. He got shot the fuck up. Good. You deserve to die. If a cop came to my house right now and was like, we got a call about suspicion of this or something, I'd be like, here's my ID. I've done nothing wrong. I don't have warrants out. I'm not doing anything. You guys need a glass of water? Do you want to come in? I'm not hiding anything. This motherfucker, cops came because he was beating his girlfriend or whatever. And fucking, they came and he jumped. I mean, you just look at the video. The dude jumps out of his fucking house, trying to kill a fucking police officer. What are they supposed to do? What do you want them to do? He should have used a taser. What is that going to do? 90% of the time, tasers fail. It's probably over 90. It's like 2 out of 3 times. So I mean, we're looking at 75% at least failure rate on tasers. You have to get both prongs stuck into that person's body, and depending on what they're wearing, or if they're moving and their shirt's loose and it hits here and doesn't stick, and then this one sticks, it doesn't do nothing. When we were at my friend's house partying back, we were like 15, 16, partying at our dad's house while he was at a concert, and the police came. Neighbors called the police. And my buddy, who is black, just happened to be black. I mean, he's black. Nothing you can say about that. Running away, he got shot with a taser. Only one prong stuck in him, and the cop was pissed because they knew it doesn't work. I mean, this technology is a failure. It is a failure. And if you want to make a better technology, invest in my company because that's what we're working on. We'll make a better, non-lethal type of gun. You're still going to have to shoot at someone, but it's going to be non-lethal. We don't know the route that we're going to take yet. We're not talking about killing people. I mean, but there does need to be, something. And this dude was obviously charging the officers with a knife to kill them, with the intent to kill them. He deserves to die. Deserves to die. Deserves the bullets in him. He deserves the grave that he's laying in. There's other people that are just psychotic or whatever, and they don't deserve to die because they're not really being threatening, but they won't drop their weapon. and a taser doesn't work. So we could figure out a way to make something that puts that person down, and you can't shoot them in the face with fucking pepper balls. That's not cool. You can't do that. But there is a way that we can take people down and make them drop to the ground to where you can put handcuffs on them where they won't die, guaranteed not to die, and then take them to jail without having to kill their dumbasses. But this is what makes me mad about with you black people. And like I said, this isn't a racist thing, this is a factual thing. You play the victim. We've given you fucking welfare. We've given you public housing paid by taxpayers like me. We've given you TANF, meaning you've gotten cash money checks from the government for your fucking 5, 6 baby fucking children with no daddies. Your baby daddies don't pay shit. We've helped you. So when people are like, we just need more help, no, we've given you that help. We've given you that help. We've literally fucking paid for public housing. And oh, well, it's a ghetto and it's trash. We built you brand new buildings. Built you brand new buildings and gave you cheap ass housing for free. And you turned it into a ghetto. You allowed gangbangers to take it over instead of buying a legal gun and shooting these pieces of shit or calling the cops. Because you know why? You wanted that. You wanted people to say, oh yeah, I'm fucking blood. I'm blood. Yeah, you wanted it. You allowed these people to take over your fucking blocks. You allow them to take over your neighborhoods. You allow them to take over your projects and your fucking public housing. We helped you. Us taxpayers helped you. I'm 30. I have nothing to do with anything before that. My family has nothing to do. My family is first generation American. We were not here in the 1700s. We were not here in the 1800s. We were not here in the early 1900s. My family came here in the 1950s, 1960s. Actually, it wasn't even, yeah, I don't even know. So my mom's side of the family has been here in the mid 1900s, early 1900s. My dad's side of the family didn't come here until 1965, 1970. So I am not responsible for your dumbasses doing whatever the fuck you're doing. I'm not going to give you $1 million in restitution for something I didn't do. Something my dad didn't do, something my mom didn't do. My mom's side of the family was Greek and they used to call him a nigger because he owned a ranch in Colorado because they worked hard and bought property out here in Colorado and Colorado Springs. And he was so dark, he was known as that nigger. He would go down to the local stores and they'd be like, oh shit, we got a nigger in town. This was in the 1920s, 1930s. He wasn't black, he was Greek. He was Greek like I am. If I sit in the sun for a month, I turn dark as fuck. This right here, it's going to be hard to see it. I'm still tan, and it's lightening up from over a year and a half ago from one ride on a motorcycle because I was out for 6 hours in the sun with my sleeves cut off. So you're not going to hold me responsible for your dumbasses doing stupid shit. You got to take responsibility. My family was not rich. My family to this day is not rich besides one uncle and my mom's side of the family, which we can't even get a hold of. They fucking deleted everything. I guarantee they bought the property they bought in Colorado Springs in like the 30s or 40s. And we went out there to go visit them and they don't own it. We did this in 2016. We couldn't even find them. They went off the map. They're off the grid. We cannot find this family. We cannot find. I went there as kids. As kids, me and my brother went and rode their horses, and we met this family. We went to that farm, and nobody knows where they are. Nobody's even heard of them in 20 years. They sold that land for probably tens of millions of dollars because the housing markets in Colorado went crazy because of legal cannabis and other things. And high wages. We had the best economy until Donald Trump fucked that shit up. You can blame China all you want. Donald Trump's on tape admitting, I knew how deadly it was. This is from fucking February. It's a deadly virus. It's going to kill a lot of people, but you know what? I'm going to purposely downplay it. I'm going to purposely downplay it because I don't want to cause panic. And now he's on TV saying, I saved 2 million people. while at the same exact time saying he wants herd immunity, which is guaranteed to kill at least 3 million people. Let's infect them all. You people are fucking retarded. So you're not going to hold me and my family accountable. You people need to grow the fuck up. You need to look at these crime rates. You need to look at what us taxpayers have done for you and realize what the problem is. They did give us housing really cheap. They gave us food stamps, TANF, welfare, and everything. But what did we do with it? We bought crack. We sold our pussies. We sold our food stamps. We fucking killed each other for gang territory and to sell drugs in the buildings. You can click on Gangland or fucking history or whatever. All the buildings that we built for people that we tried to help you with, you let gang members come in and take them over and run them as trap houses. You did that. You didn't, excuse me, you didn't go out and buy guns. You didn't go out and call the police. You did nothing because you were scared. Or you felt, hey, man, if they take over this and fucking sell a lot of drugs, power to the people, and I'm going to buy some drugs too. I'm tired of black people playing the victim. You're not the victim. You are your own worst enemy. You don't hear fucking Mexicans complaining. They come in here illegal and make more money than you. And I'll tell you what, right now, because I've lived in both neighborhoods. I've lived in a black neighborhood in the ghetto. I lived in North Dallas. And the worst part, you don't believe me? I'll fucking take you there. I was pulled over by the police for being white, and they were like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" They thought my ex-wife was a prostitute. They thought she was a prosty because they were like, "Why are you white people here? Like, do you realize that this is the worst part of Dallas?" And it's like, "Hey, do you realize Texas only pays $7.25 a fucking hour?" Yeah, I wonder. I work 2 full-time jobs and make $15 an hour combined for 80 hours. Yeah, maybe that's the problem. Unlike Colorado, where you work one job and make 14, $15 an hour. Fucking stupid. That was the worst part of Dallas. And we had Mexicans in the building I lived on the street I lived on. We had Muslims living on the other side of the street. And then we had blacks living in the back of the neighborhood. And they would walk up, and I mean, my neighbors were all MS-13, Serenios. I have no tattoos, fucking nothing. Like, fucking nothing. Because I wasn't fucking doing that stupid shit. I had to live and abide by their rules. But I'll tell you what, I've never seen 30, 40 little black kids. I mean, these are 15, 16, 18-year-olds. I've never seen 30, 40 people run faster in my life, tell you that. 5 Mexicans came outside my apartment one day. I was sitting there, and I kept my AK-74 with me everywhere I went because I could legally carry it, and I knew I was an underdog in this neighborhood, and then I would probably have to kill somebody. And 30, 40 bloods were walking down the street, throwing up their fucking retard games. And fucking the Mexicans were like, "Damn!" And then the black people all fucking turn around to, "No, man, those are Sueños, run!" I mean, I witnessed people getting killed. I've seen it. I saw a dude crawling through an alleyway. We were just at my fucking neighbors that live with me now, and not live with me, but live here in Colorado, moved from Texas. Their mom owned a shop, and a Mexican dude crawled into their shop with his neck fucking cut open, stabbed by 14 and 15-year-old black dudes, black kids. Seen it. Ambulances, everything. Crawled into that shop down the alleyway. And they fucking gutted his neck. The next day, there was retaliation, and they beat the shit out of black people, beating their brains in with fucking bricks. I'm fucking emotionally scarred from this shit. I've seen it. Had nothing to do with it, but I lived in that neighborhood and watched it. I have videotapes of prostitutes walking down the road trying to sell their pussy. I have videotapes of people selling drugs. I have videotapes of people pulling out guns. I was known as the crazy ass white boy for being in this neighborhood because I had to be. It was $400 a month. If I went across the road on Irving and went across the road, it was $680 a month at least just for a studio, and a one bedroom was $1,200. I couldn't afford that on $725 an hour. $725 an hour working full time after taxes is less than $1,000 a month. But I gotta say, I'm tired of black people playing the victim. We're all victims, buddy. We've all been abused by police. Anyone that's poor, not rich. My uncle doesn't believe this shit happens because he's a multimillionaire. He doesn't help me. He doesn't help me at all. He wouldn't even let me speak at my dad's funeral. I was thinking about this tonight because my girlfriend's father died on this day 2 years ago. My dad died 2 years ago in March. He wouldn't even let me speak at his funeral because that's how my uncle is. He has to control everything because he's a millionaire and he's the big dog. He doesn't help me. If I called him right now and said I need $1,000, he'd tell me to fuck off, even though he's sitting on probably $10-20 million. $1,000 wouldn't even give it to me. I had to beg him while I was in Dallas for $600 to move into the apartment that I moved into, the $400 a month and the $200 deposit. I had to beg him for that in 2011. Beg him. Beg him. He had millions. He didn't even want to send me $600 fucking dollars. That's how these rich people are. So you think you're against me? No, dude, because I'm suffering too, you fucking retards. We're all suffering. But you know what I don't do? I don't go out and rob people. I don't rape people. I don't kill people. I'll kill you if you come to my house. I'll kill you if you try to reach into my vehicle while I'm driving. I'll kill you if you try to hurt my family. And I'll laugh. I'll laugh doing it. I'll even videotape your head exploded. Hey, this fucking piece of shit tried to kill me and my family. I will kill you. And I will laugh. I swear to God I will. I don't care. You won't make me feel bad for killing your dumb ass. But these are facts, and you all need to realize that you are not a victim. You make yourself a victim. My uncle said this all the time. Now, there are times, and this is one thing that made me mad, because there are times where you are the victim. Where I was pulled over for driving home at 1 a.m. after watching the Mark Wahlberg movie, The Lone Survivor. I was pulled over at 1 a.m. They searched my car, couldn't find drugs. Immediately, from the time they came up, we need you to step out of the car, we're searching for drugs. Okay, well, I got my revolver right here. Oh, he's got a gun. They put me in the back of the cop car. All right. Blue Moon, mango wheat, really good. They pulled me out. They searched my car, couldn't find any drugs. They tried to charge me with my gun because I had a Florida concealed carry license, and the officer on site was like, "This don't work here, buddy. You're going to prison. You're going to jail. We're going to lock you up. We're going to take your gun." I said, "Okay, bitch." I literally said that. I was like, "Okay, bitch. Well, that fucking does, you piece of shit." Because I was pissed. I was like, "I know what you're doing. You're fucking pulling me over for some nonsense, and you're trying to find any." Because here's what they would do, and they would pull you over and try to find anything illegal in your car justifies the stop. What turned out was the captain of police owned the tow yard a mile down the road, and they were making $180,000 to $280,000 a month towing people's cars, and then making them pay $250 a day, $250 the first night, and then $100 every day to get out their car. They were making bank. So they would pull you over. This was in a Mexican neighborhood in South Texas in Corpus Christi, and they would pull you over. And if you didn't have drugs on you, they would tow your car for no insurance. As they were holding my insurance card on fucking video, oh, you know what? Let's just not run his insurance. We'll just tow his car. And then they put my pistol open carry, which was illegal in Texas. And they open carry, here, go home. And I was like, well, what are you going to do if I walk down the road and I get pulled over again? Well, that sucks for you. Don't touch that fucking gun. It better stay open carry. That's fucked up. I lived in the ghetto. It was 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning at this time. But what they would do is pull you over, and 90% of the time, they found drugs, whether it was a joint, fucking anything, a pill, whatever, and they would tow your car. And legally, that made everything legal. And so they'd be like, hey, yeah, we pulled him over. What for? Oh, well, we knew he had drugs, and we found a half of fucking hydrocodone, or we found a blunt roach, and fucking they would take your car. I understand. I've been beat by police multiple fucking times. The first time was when I was 17 and the cop took me to the back of the car. My dad kicked me out of the house because his girlfriends, his choice of women, were pieces of shit and horrible to us. And Pete, fuck your kids, man. You need to take care of me only. He kicked them out the house. We were 15. We were 15, 16. I was 17 and my brother was 15. And that we got to kick them out. They need to grow up. I'm fucking 17. I haven't even finished high school or anything. And you're wanting me to get a job? And I had a job, but like, you want me to move out and get an apartment? I don't think anyone's going to rent to me at 16, 17 years old without getting emancipated. And fucking, I got pulled over. Me and my brother, we went to a buddy's house, and then he went to bed, and we were like, oh, our mom doesn't live far from here. We can walk to her house. It was like a couple miles away, and we were walking. 11 o'clock at night, got pulled over. The cop goes, come here to the back of the car, son. Beat the shit out of me. And my brother just sat there like, oh, fuck. Like, it was stupid. I went to jail, and then they lied and said I was spitting all over the jail cell. I wasn't doing anything. I was beat. I was just beat, and I was like, fucking almost like dead. And then my dad picks me up, or tried to pick me up the next day. I love you, son. And I was like, fuck you, dude. And he apologized for all this shit 2 or 3 years before he died. But this is the problem. You're not the only people getting abused by police. We're all abused. Doesn't matter race, religion, whatever. We're all abused. But you know what we do? Is people like me don't sit there and cry and go, you know what? I was beat by police, so now I'm going to go kick in people's doors and commit armed robbery. I got a little dude here. He's 19 or 20 that I've been trying to help. It's hard to help these kids because they are so caught up in this gang bullshit. And I was like, well, what were you arrested for? Armed robbery. Why? And then he's on Facebook posting with a gun. He cannot own a gun. He's 19. And he's on Facebook holding a gun and fucking like, yeah. And I'm like, dude, you're telling me you're trying to start a business. You're telling me you're trying to go straight. But at the same time, you have a felony, F5 felony, and you're holding an illegal gun that you bought off the streets and you're posting it on Facebook to look cool. Does nobody see a problem with that? Is that not a problem? Is that not a mentality that's being spread around? I got another dude. He's fucking all methed out now. 2 years ago, I tried helping him. I showed him how much money I was making at the time, and I'm going to make this money back. I fucked up, and in March, I lost a lot of money, but I didn't have enough to get bailed out by Trump and the Republicans, but I had enough to make money, and I had enough to lose everything I had. But I don't get a bailout. Too bad, fucking 320 grand. They wouldn't even give it to me. I can't get a 320,000 bailout. But if I lost a fucking 100 billion, oh, here you go. Here's 100 billion. Woo! This motherfucker is the dumbest probably person I know that I actually know. And he's always bitching and complaining. And then he's like, I fucking hate you all because nobody cares about me. Nobody wants to help me. Like, bitch, we tried to help you. And what did you do? You went to gang shit. You started doing gang shit. You started getting arrested. Now you're doing fucking meth. Oh, yeah, let me help a meth head. Nobody gives a fuck about you. Nobody cares about a meth head who's like sucking out our energy. We're trying to all do legal shit and get up here while you're doing meth thinking you deserve to be up here and that we should pay your way to the top. Well, really, you're way down here. We can't even see you because you're fucked up on meth. He's like 18, 19 years old. I think he just turned actually 21. Just turned 21 last year or this year. This is fucked up a way of thinking, people. So it's very simple. Whether you're black, Mexican, Arab, Indian, Native American, Indian, fucking Jewish, Christian, Muslim, whatever. It's very simple. Don't commit crimes. Get a job. Whether you hate it or not, get a fucking job. start a business. Again, don't commit crimes. Don't run from the law. Don't talk shit to the law. Don't carry illegal guns on you. If you get pulled over, put your fucking hands up. Do what they say. Film it. You need to film it. So we'll go with 9. Film it, because you can't always trust police. That's a fact. And then 10, be polite. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes, sir. No, sir. I don't understand why people are so fucking stupid. Don't start no shit with police. They are in control. They have the badge. Their word goes over your word no matter what. Even if it's on video, they're going to take the word of the police before you. Don't drink and drive. Well, that's why I'm sitting here and I'm drinking and I'm not driving. Don't be fucking stupid. A lot of cops are good people. They don't deserve to be shot in the head by black ass gangsters who are looking for retribution. They don't. These people have families. It is like someone like me who wants to be a cop, who wants to take care of my community, but I don't want to be shot in the head. I don't want to be shot at all. I had a dream the other day. I was shot right here by a fucking Black Lives Matter thug while I was on patrol. I had a dream. I couldn't breathe. I wasn't going to die, even though technically in real life I'd be dead. I couldn't breathe in the dream. I was dying. And then I went from the blood stopped, meaning to me, because in real life, if you were shot here, you'd probably instantly be dead. But there was no blood coming out, which told me in the dream, and I knew it, and I was like, I'm dead. Because there's no blood coming out. They're like, oh no. Everybody in the dream was like, no, you're good. And no, it wasn't even a black dude who shot me. It was like a Mexican, like Hispanic white guy. And it was like, nah, nigga, I fucking shot you, bro. Like, you were fucking around. You were trying to, like, uphold the law. I woke up with that pain in my chest for an hour and a half. This is the second or third time I've woken up with pain from a dream that carried on to real life. And it scared me. And this is what these people are faced with. And I don't know if the dream was telling me, like, not to be a police officer or that I'm going to get shot in the chest. And I've always thought I'm going to get shot in the head since I was, like, 14. Because I always wanted to join the military or the police or even, like, Secret Service or FBI. My buddy's uncle was Secret Service and worked for the president for years. Multiple presidents under multiple administrations. It hurt. I felt it. I felt it right here. Right here. And I could feel the pain. I woke up and I was in so much pain. My girlfriend was working and I messaged her and was like, I was shot. I was shot in my dream and I could feel it. I could feel the burning. I could feel the pain in my chest. I couldn't breathe. And it was all because of a dream. That's how intense it was. And when I started looking it up, because I've looked it up before, but when I started doing more in-depth research on it, dreams can predict a lot. They can also tell you what you need to do, what you don't need to do. And they can also carry on pain. And technically, if you study health and science, if you're hurt, say you break your ankle doesn't really hurt. It's not your ankle that hurts. It's your brain that hurts. And it's your receptors in your brain and the signals that make your ankle hurt. But technically, that pain comes from your brain. And that's why when you take painkillers, it takes away that pain because it slows down or cuts off that central nervous system going through your nerves. That's why when you take a couple Vicodin or Oxycontin or whatever, there's opioid receptors in your brain that allow that medication to work, but it's shutting off the signals coming from your brain to that area of pain. So it's not like, oh, I took this pill and now my arm doesn't hurt. It's you took this pill and it blocked your brain from signaling to your arm that it hurts. But that's all. Here I am again, 45 minutes, and fucking. I'm just tired of people playing the victim who aren't victims. Because I'm a victim. And when I tell my stories, people laugh at me, or people either laugh or they actually believe me, and they're like, "Oh man!" And then they might think it's far fetched, but I have police reports. There are video body camera footage, and I'm actually working to get those body camera footages, and I'm gonna hit up Donut Operator and a couple other people to. And he'll probably not work with me because I'm really harsh on my language. I know I am, but I'm not racist. But I'm harsh on what I say. I'm harsh on what I do, and I'm not gonna apologize for that. And I want to get the body camera footage so you guys can see my arrest, and I'll post it on here if I can get it. And if you guys could help, I mean, I know I don't have many followers. Call Corpus Christi PD and ask for Detective Monzano. And they still have my guns. I'll probably never see them again. Right now, just my one gun alone is worth $5,000. At the time that I was arrested, all my guns combined were worth maybe like 2,500. Now they're worth like 15,000 because as the years goes on, they're rare. They're more rare and more rare. They don't even make the guns. It's fucked up. I got fucked. But you don't see me blaming the law. You don't see me, oh man, I got fucked by police, so I must kill police. Oh man, I fucking got fucked and I lost my job. I lost my job at a church. I lost my apartment. I lost everything. I even lost my ex-wife. But I found a better girlfriend a year and a half later. And I will never leave her for anything. And you know what? Me and my ex, now that she's sober, we still talk. And my girlfriend knows that, and I will never fuck her. I will never hit her up. I will never cheat on my girlfriend. But it's okay to be an adult and have adult conversations with people. I helped raise her children for fucking 6 years. I watched these little girls grow up from two twins that were 12, 13, and a daughter that was 9 to adults who have their own children. So it's very meaningful to me. And it's not something just like, oh, I fucked a bitch and we were together. But also, we have connections to each other. I have business connections with her that if I wanted to, I could hit her up and get shit done at any time in South Texas, in Corpus Christi. She knows everybody. She worked for the owner of Stripe. She worked for fucking, God, what is the company? It's an oil company. It's nothing you've ever heard of. Starts with an M. Manti. She worked for Manti. She's on video, was an executive for Manti. So I have huge connections, and that's what adults do. You little girls and you little boys who, oh, I dated Sarah and we broke up, so fuck that bitch. Fuck Sarah. I don't give a fuck about her. That's immature because you know what? Me and my ex broke up and we know we're never getting back together and that's never part of the plan. She's actually gotten proposed to and getting married herself. And I'm trying to buy the opal for my girlfriend here by Christmas and propose to her. But we have connections with each other. I got dank ass fucking strains that I can breed. I'm opening up many businesses. Or I sound like Charlie, but that's funny. But no, I have things I'm working on. I'm in the cryptocurrency game. I've been not trading Bitcoin because I don't have the money like I did, where I was trading 20, 50, I mean, at times $100,000, making 20, 30 grand a day. I lost it all in March. I lost everything because of President Trump and fucking I not technically all because of him, but the markets crashed because of him. And all my fucking shit got liquidated. I should have set a stop loss on it. That's my fault. But also, he should have told the truth. And when you got a president admitting, I purposely lied to the American people on audio, I purposely lied, downplayed it, will continue to downplay it. This virus has a 5% death rate, and I don't care. That's fucked up. And you people are worried about race shit. Don't commit crimes. Just I don't understand. Don't go out robbing people. Don't go out committing crimes. Don't go out trying to kill people. Don't go out raping people. You know what? I understand what it's like to have your homie killed and then you want to get revenge. You know what me and my homies did? You can look him up. Joe Hartso. Joe Hartso. He was murdered. He was thrown off a fucking bridge. They killed him. I was going to kill that piece of shit. And all that would have done was started a fucking war. And we would have had to kill them, and they would have came back and killed us. We weren't even in a gang. He owed the dude $5,000. $5,000. This is real shit. $5,000. They took him. They shot him up with heroin, so he couldn't move. He was dying, and they threw him off a bridge in St. Louis. Look it up. Joe Hartso. My friend and her sister were killed by police. Jessica and Kelly Ewell. Look them up. They were killed by an Illinois state trooper. He got 6 months probation, paid leave. So you want to tell me I don't know you're suffering? You want to tell me that I've never felt that pain? Fuck you. I've felt that pain. I've seen my friends die. I've watched them die. I had people younger than me that I played hockey with that looked up to me. Who were really good hockey players, and they fucking died because of heroin overdoses. I've seen it. I've done heroin myself. When I was fucking 14, 15, I was tricked into doing it. And they didn't tell me it was heroin. I did it. It was not fun. Not fun at all. They lied to me. Did I hang out with those people after that? No. Did I smoke weed after that? Yeah, I did. If you don't believe me, look these people up. Joe Hartso in St. Louis, Illinois. Or St. Louis, Missouri, but he was from Collinsville, Illinois. I still talk to his parents to this day. And to his to my buddy Josh Davis's mom, who took care of these kids. He was murdered, thrown off a bridge. My friend Kelly and her sister I never met, but my friend Kelly, who was dating one of my best friends on our hockey team, was murdered by an Illinois state trooper doing 132, 135 miles an hour. Lost control of his vehicle, not on a call. He was just cruising around, murdered them, ran into them, murdered them. I've suffered pain from a lot of things. I've had a lot of friends die. Out of my high school graduating class of Collinsville, Illinois, 2008, out of the 849 people or so that we had, about half are still alive. About half. The rest have all been killed by police, are mostly drugs, heroin, and fentanyl. I've watched people OD in front of me, and I couldn't do anything about it besides call. Didn't even know they were on heroin until they stopped breathing. So you can hate me, you can call me a liar, you can look all these names up. I've lost so many people in my life, and that is why I have a lot of depression. And I fight it every single day. I could curl up in a room, I could sit in my room every single day if I had $10 million and just sit there and cry and let myself die in the darkness, and I wouldn't give a fuck. But I don't do that because I know that these people who died want me to keep going. My buddy Joe would be here right now if he would have called me and said, "Hey, bro, I fucked up. I need rehab and I owe this dude $5 grand." And I could have either paid his $5 grand or set up a deal. All right, I could have just killed him and then go to jail for a couple years. And I would have totally been down for that. He was a good man. He was not a criminal. He was not a rapist. He was not a murderer. My buddy Joe died because he was a drug addict who owed people money, who fronted him drugs, and instead of selling it, he decided to do it. This is real. Look it up. It's sad. And yeah, he made his own decision. He made that decision to do those things. But he didn't deserve to be killed for $5 grand. I could have paid that $5 grand. At that time, I had so much money at 20 years old, 18 years old, because he was younger than me. I could have paid it. I would have paid it. I would have sat down with my bosses and been like, "Look, you hurt him, we're gonna hurt you." Because at that time, I was deep. I was deep in a game that I didn't want to play, and I wasn't even really in the game. I just happened to have connections to everything. But I knew his bosses. I knew the people that killed him. My people that I knew controlled those people. And I just happened to be caught up in the middle of it as a dude in high school, just who knew everybody, who realized my family had shit and ties, who realized, fucking friends of mine that I was playing hockey with were tied to everything. So take it from me. You're not being hated on. The majority of us love you. We love everybody. We're tired of people playing victim. We're tired of you burning down your town and your cities for people like Jacob Blake or, Dijon Kareem, who ran from police and dropped a gun and tried to pick it up to kill him, or Sean Reed. These are bad people. And the more you worship these gangsters, or the Ramirez Ramudo guy, or whatever the fuck, Ricardo Munoz, the more you worship people like that, the worse your life will be. That's a guarantee. Trust me on that. And if you want to abolish law enforcement, it'll be up to me and other citizens to take matters into our own hands, and we will not show you mercy. You rape someone, oh, you abolish police? Okay, well, we're not going to give you a chance to go to jail. We're going to kill you. We will cut off your dick and make you eat it and kill you. Oh, you want to rob a bank and there's no police? Okay, cool. Rob the bank. We'll capture you. We'll take the money ourselves and we will kill you. This is stupid. Get a job. Start a business. Bring in legal money. Work hard like we did. Like my immigrant family did. Both of them, immigrant families, my Scottish Irish side and my Greek side, came here to work hard. I've been working hard since I was 16, and I paid over $180,000 into Social Security since I was 16. I just turned 30 this year. I turned 31 in October, November, December. So 6 months, 7 months from now, I turned 31. As of right now, I paid over 180 grand, $180,000 of money that I've made working has been paid into the government for Social Security in the hopes that I reach 65 years old and that I can receive those paychecks. Is that fair? Fuck no. Do I think I'll ever see it if I live to be that age? No. Especially with the way Republicans spend it and they don't give a fuck. They lie. Oh, we'll protect your Social Security. Well, if you go look up the court documents, they're literally trying to take it away and spend that money. They didn't want to create Social Security in the first place. But I've paid 180 grand. I've worked my ass off and had 180 grand stolen from me. But I'm not going to go out and rob a bank. I'm not going to go out and kill people or rape or murder people because I'm mad that they took that money from me. That's just what you have to do. And if you don't like it, you can get the fuck out. You can go to fucking Europe. You can go to Mexico. You can go to Colombia. You can go anywhere you want to go. India. I don't give a fuck. Japan. You can leave this country. You can leave this great nation. Because even though everything isn't perfect in this country, this is one of the best countries on earth. And that's why you see people flooding up to get in here from the Southern American states. Not just because they're being hunted down, raped by narco terrorists and narco fucking traffickers, but because you can do anything you want. In the state of Colorado, it's $50 to get an LLC. You can start a company. You can open up a business. I love you guys. I love America, or the United States of America, Northern America. I feel bad for our Southern American homies down there who are getting killed, raped, and dealing with a country that took away their guns and allowed cartels to run wild. And I feel bad for those who are really unjustified by police brutality, unjustly beat, unjustly arrested, unjustly killed, like Elijah McClain, George Floyd, who was in handcuffs, Breonna Taylor, who was shot in her house because her ex-boyfriend was a drug dealer piece of shit. Those people deserve respect. Not these fucking Jacob Blakes, not these Sean Reeds, these Dijon Kareems, or these other fucking Mexican people who charge police with a fucking knife, whatever the fuck his name is, whatever Muniz, Munoz. Wake the fuck up. We need to stand together. We need to tax the rich. We need to raise wages. We all deserve health care. And if you're making $10 billion a year and you're not paying a single dollar of federal taxes, while I make 30, 40 grand a year and I'm paying 20, 30% in taxes, and you don't see a fucking problem with that, you are the problem. If you're working, making 50, 60K a year, and then 20 grand of your money goes to pay taxes, and you're like, oh, fuck oh man, but yeah, Jeff Bezos, yeah, we need to give him tax cuts because somehow it's going to trickle down to my pockets. You're a fucking retard. You've When you're defending rich people getting richer and thinking somehow you're going to get rich and be a billionaire, it's not going to happen. The chances of you becoming a billionaire is very slim to none. And if you do, more power to you. But the thing is, once you do, you won't give a fuck about anyone. You won't care about your neighborhood. You won't care about the people. You'll just want those tax cuts that we have to pay for. You and me, hardworking Americans, pay for these tax cuts. We pay for them. We pay for every dollar that these rich fuckers get and don't get taxed on. We pay for that. If you're making 20 billion a year and there's 1,000 companies making that and they pay zero in federal taxes, that's a problem. Wake the fuck up, dumbass fuckers.